Oh my God. No way. He's turbo?
What's going on, everyone? Dalt here with Leasy Parts in the Scrap Life Garage. Welcome back to the channel. As you guys have seen in previous videos, we have been alluding to this project car that we have waiting in the wings. This is not that car, but we're going to be unveiling that one very, very soon. This should be just a quick repair. Fingers crossed, we're hoping, because we bought this car sight unseen from a private seller off of eBay from Florida. This is a great example of the program that Carrington was talking about in the previous video. If you see a vehicle like this, think that it would be a great fit for us here to use on the channel, send us a link, get us in contact with the listings. If it's a car that we end up purchasing, we'll send you $100. The car is set to arrive any minute now. We're gonna dive into this, see if it is how it was represented, because this car is a heavily modified car, and it's gonna be pretty funny because a couple of the guys around here are gonna be pretty jealous. As with any car that comes through the shop here, this car has a story. It is a salvage title vehicle from a previous accident. We were able to get pictures from the seller. He was very honest and upfront about it, sent the pictures that he had, showing the car at a Copart lot with front end damage to it. Hopefully, everything was repaired properly. The current issue with the car is with the transmission. Supposedly, it does not have third and fifth gear like the Black C6. The plan for this car is to use parts that we have in our inventory already to go ahead and repair it and get it back on the road.
Damn.
You looked at what's in the grill, right?
Wow, man.
Woo!
This is a prop for another video. No comment, guys.
Go take a peek at the front grill.
Oh my.
I'm not gonna lie, this thing's sitting way too high.
You got Carrington. I can't take you seriously wearing that crap, man.
No, he won't.
Okay, so it looks like good quality downpipe.
Exhaust leak.
Nice little dump. This thing will probably sound silly. It's got tains on it.
What kit is this supposed to be again?
I don't know. Funny as it sounds with this car, we did not ask a lot of questions to the seller. The deal was right on it, and it was on eBay, which is obviously public auction. And it had a buy it now price. Anybody could have got in and bought it at any time. So we didn't waste a lot of time asking questions about what the car actually had. He sent us a video of the car running, sent us pictures of the accident so we knew what we were getting into. And we were just sold at that point, and whatever else we can find in this car is going to be a bonus. We essentially bought it planning on it having just base level turbo stuff. Okay.
Ooh, push struts too. Turbonetics, what is this, 1998?
Yes, that's all. That's a T66 turbo.
That's flex fuel, right?
Yeah. So it's definitely a return style fuel system.
Okay, and then as far as ECU,
It's K-Pro.
okay,
It's probably run off like a
4-bar map sensor,
Yeah, 4-bar. It's more than likely run off an RSX ECU.
and then obviously it's still drive-by-wire though.
It is.
Okay, so it didn't switch the cable.
Nope.
The underside looks nice too. The downpipe looks nice.
I mean, this is all really nice.
Yeah, big
It's a
intercooler.
treadstone, yeah.
Look, we're gonna sit around here BSing all day. We're gonna start this thing up.
Carrington's getting impatient.
This thing must be
Fernando.
pretty good.
Fernando, fire her up.
That was nice and easy.
I bet that there's a way with that sensor.
Smell, yeah, smell that?
Oh, it's on. It's definitely. I caught a whiff of it when
I
it
don't think
started.
it's 85 though. It seems like it's like 50 or something.
Does it have a gauge?
Something should tell it.
What are the gauges it has?
It is E78.
Yeah, it says 78.
I'll drag that Tesla down 50 right now.
No, you won't.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Maybe from like a 100.
Anybody that's bought a car sight unseen knows that there's always stuff that pops up that either the seller just maybe forgets to mention. Something like the rear window here. In one of the pictures, you can kind of see that there's tape on the top. We didn't know that the rear window had fallen out of this thing. Luckily, with our upholstery background, Alex can throw a top on this real quick, but that's obviously money out of our pocket that we weren't anticipating spending on this car. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and take this thing for a spin. I'm gonna let Alex drive. He has the most experience with this car. Yeah, so this is a little bit interesting. The car definitely has aftermarket seat covers on it, but normally you attach the seatbelt again.
power steering's working. Oh, okay. Back to those days.
Yeah, so it's got a nice little clutch in it. Nah, you got a second try.
It's quiet.
It is. I mean, it seems to, idle fine and everything like that. Like, steering wheel is definitely a little bit torn up. I mean, idles 1,000 RPMs. I mean, that's not bad for this car with this level of mods.
I have no idea who to that I can ask.
Yeah, I would say we didn't ask that. We don't even know what injectors are in this car. I mean, if it has big injectors for E85,
And it's
for it to idle like that is actually pretty good.
It's got to have like at least. I'll have to ask Mike what his car had, but I'm pretty sure he had like 1700s.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, probably like, yeah, maybe upwards to 2000, 22s. On D-cell, you can definitely hear that it's got a pretty good amount of noise coming from the rear end. When we get it on the lift, we'll look at it, see if maybe it has anything worn out in the rear end that might be contributing to that. But like you said, if it has solid mounts pretty well through it, that'll explain they transmit a lot of noise.
I'm almost scared to hit it without a wideband, but fuck it. Send it.
Oh yeah, it doesn't have a speedometer working, does
It's got the VSA light. I think that the sensor has to. Oh, the trans is broken as shit too. It might have something to do with that.
I wonder, yeah, okay. Did it fall on his face?
Yeah.
Really? Huh. What RPM was that?
Like it felt like it was just coming in, but 6.1 is the highest, which I did on Matt's neck. So it like didn't even register anything.
Huh. Like roll it like right now, just give it a little bit to. See there it went in, it got the 10.
It got the 10.
Huh.
I wonder if it hit like a cut. I don't know. Hold on, we'll try again.
Yeah, it doesn't like something in second.
Some with VTEC up there too. When I pull in here, I'll start lower and hit it and see if it gets the boost because it's hitting like right at VTEC point.
Huh.
Is when it's really
Cutting out.
It's pissed off. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's something right there where VTEC comes in.
And it's not registering it. It's super lag. I mean, that's 6,500 RPM. It's not even a boost yet.
It's a big turbo, so.
But it doesn't look that big. I think it's just old as hell.
Might be journal bearing.
Oh, I guarantee it's journal bearing. I was telling Lee this. I honestly believe this car is a turbo away, and obviously fixing some random stuff, a turbo away from being like a serious car. It's got everything else. It's got K-Pro. It's got the E85. It's got all that stuff.
I tried to turn the key. First time in a Honda, huh? Does it look like it's my first time in a Honda?
No, it does not. Yeah! Almost got him twice. We'll get some feedback from Carrington and Eric when they get back, and then we'll get this thing on the lift, take a look underneath of it, and then we'll make our final decision. This was originally going to be just a quick repair video. That was the whole idea, was to throw a trans in this thing and send it on down the road to the next owner after we have a little bit of fun with it. But the car definitely is a little rough around the edges than I think we were led to believe. We're gonna need a little bit more work to get it to a sellable point. A little bit of paint work, which we weren't anticipating doing. So we'll get it on the lift, we'll look underneath of it, and we'll make our assessment. What do you guys think at this point? If this thing showed up with you thinking that it basically just needed a transmission, that was the impression that we were under, and this thing shows up and you've seen everything thus far, what do you guys think? Do you think that this would be a point that you would say, hey man, like this is a little bit more than I wanted to? Given our scenario, we can do any number of different things between taking the driveline out of it, selling the car as a roller, we could just take the turbo kit off of it, throw a trans in it, basically make it a stock running and driving car again, sell the turbo kit for a little bit of money, maybe to one of our guys here at the shop. What are your thoughts? Let us know down in the comments. We're gonna get this thing on the lift and then we'll make a decision by the end of the video here.
Oh, it's launch control. It's because it's at 0 mile per hour. It thinks it's getting launch control.
Oh!
Pulling pretty hard.
What is it? Go ahead. 5. Wait, did you talk to the guy already?
Yeah.
Okay.
He said also in that tablet you can pull up Honda and the torque app, and you can monitor everything through that tablet.
Okay.
Tell you all the stuff.
So then if that's the case, it sounds like nothing we need to worry about until we get the trans fixed.
He said all the VSA lights is all speed sensor related. He said all came on after he broke the train.
You know, not impressed?
It's complete junk.
All right, well,
Horn doesn't work.
I'm
The
not
speed
gonna-
sensor doesn't work.
Eric's gonna go for a ride when this thing is actually fixed up. We're gonna see if we change his mind.
I'm not gonna lie, this might be one of the biggest pieces of shits I've ever driven. This car sucks.
That guy looking like that says that. Ugh. The SRT4 drove better than this thing?
Well, because
100%, and you know it did too.
I'm asking. Don't get all defensive about it, Carrington. Jeez. So get out and fight me over it, geez.
Worst clutch I've ever driven in my entire life, period.
Well, we're about to have the trans out, so we'll figure out what clutch it is. Like, we didn't ask, so. Comp stage 4, okay.
Comp, do better. I'm pulling this thing and I'll stall it 5 times. Enjoy.
Just do your normal, you know, Supra driver, you know.
This is worse than any tilt I ever had.
He is salty. Oh man, I should probably have you pull it back out so I can get a thumbnail. So I really did need to pull this thing out to get a thumbnail. And I want to take this thing for a spin now and see if it is as bad as Carrington's making it out to be. Oh my God, these guys are rookies. This thing is not that bad. Dude, you are a sissy. This is not that bad.
It's a single disc, worst clutch.
I just had no problem with it. Fernando, you want to go for a ride? See, I got this like a pro. This is no problem for me. These non-driving dudes here around the shop, they have trouble with stuff
They
like
can
this.
handle the power.
I mean, honestly, like, I'm not even talking it up for the video. Like, it doesn't feel that bad at all.
Oh.
The speed sensor is in the trans because the trans is damaged. It
Oh.
thinks it's not doing any speed.
Gotcha.
So it doesn't let it roll into boost because it hits the limiter for the two-step.
Oh.
What injectors are in it?
2300.
2300s? Good Lord.
The Dodge Demon single pump, which is like the biggest single pump you can put in.
Do you see the fuel level on this thing, by the way?
I mean, I'm actually relatively impressed that it has that huge of injectors. Seems to drive relatively fine.
So like through that app, you can change like boost settings. He said it made 470 on the low setting and 590 on the high setting.
Did he say what boost that is? 590? I mean,
23 pounds and lowest force. Where'd you find that? Like the dinosaur yard? This thing's older than hell. And he's like, no, it runs great with that. I'm like, it doesn't run bad, but like I said, you put like a 64, 66 or a 1670 on this thing, it would be a rocket ship.
man, so this is what this feels like to just stand here and record while everyone else figures it out.
It's usually really nice. I don't like it.
Gonna be a problem. I haven't even touched on the fact that this thing has pretty good body lines for having been in an accident. You guys saw in the pictures it was wrecked on the passenger front side here. Okay, so it has solid diff bushings. T1R exhaust. Oh yeah, look at that. I guess that's probably the return line. Oh, it does have 2 fuel lines. You're right. They didn't even use the factory fuel line.
It's got new OEM mounts.
Yeah, I did notice that it looked like they were pretty good condition. This thing definitely needs a good cleanup. It looks like it sat under a tree in between the time that the photos were taken that were in the for sale listing and when it arrived here. A little bit more rough around the edges than we were anticipating with this car, but it sounds like the majority of the issues that we are having with the mechanical side of things, the lights that are on the dash, are all related to the transmission and the speed sensor that is in the transmission. So we are going to be proceeding as planned. We're going to go ahead and get the trans swapped in this car, but that's going to be in the next video. So you all are going to have to stay tuned. We're going to get this thing back up and running, get it on the road for a proper road test, put it through the paces, and show you all what a very nicely equipped big turbo S2000 can really do. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We appreciate the support as always, and we will see you in the next video.